What's going on, guys? It's SlimYGO here at YCS Fort Worth with your second place finisher. What is your name?
My name is Raphael Neven.
Alright, so first of all, what'd you play?
I played pure Orcust.
So why'd you decide to play pure Orcust for this event?
I think this format has a lot of viable decks. It's a very open format. Nothing is really too powerful, which is I don't really like. But Orcust has the unique ability to play with one card, and then the other cards in your hand, like 4 or 5 cards, can be anything that beats this meta. So hand traps or utility cards. That alone makes the deck really good for long events, because in Swiss you just face so many things. You already have stuff in your main deck for, because your engine is so small. Like one normal summon does it all. So that's why the deck was really good for this format, I think. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see what you got.
Let's see it. Oh, there's a prize. Prize card. Prize card.
Also something like a lot of people ask me why I didn't play Moonlight Orcust, and they're probably gonna do it now even more because I lost to it. I think that deck is just really like a glass cannon. I thought it was really good. I tested it a lot, but I felt like that too much had to go right for it, and like in Swiss, I really wanted something more. Like I chose consistency over power basically. So that's why. All right. So normal summons, free Ibli. One of my friends played Mathematician. I play Ibli. Ibli is just absolutely insane because it plays around Ash, it plays around Nibiru, it gives Sky Striker a card so you cold wave them basically. It's also really good to draw later on, because then you can reborn Cerberus or Phoenix and go easy ball sword. Yeah, this card is absolutely insane. And then free Scrap Recycler and an Armageddonite. So we maxed out on Scrap Recycler now. This is something from Gen from 2 weeks ago. I didn't play free Scrap Recycler, but now we went for the maximum 7 normal summons, because any of these normal summons, of course, does the entire thing you want to do with the Orcust cards. And you just need to open one. Opening 2 is fine, like I said, because one card does everything. All of these other cards can be whatever you need, hand traps or utility cards. So it was just really important that you see one. Yeah, and Ibli is just so good in this meta, it's crazy. Then for the extenders, play 2 Link Slayer.
The best card.
Yeah, this card's pretty insane. I really dislike dangers in this kind of deck, because this kind of deck plays so many utility cards and hand traps, which makes the deck really good, because you normal summon this, you do your stuff, and you have 4 cards in hand that stop your opponent. But as soon as you're gonna roll for dangers, and you risk discarding those cards, sure you get a blank card in return, but that could be any Orcust card or extender that you don't need at that point, instead of the hand trap you discarded. So I was playing Jester Comfy. It's a level 1, it's a clown that says you can special summon it. That's all it does basically. Because the extenders I wanted to have are just the ones that you summon. But then on Saturday morning, one of my testing partners from DB, Nash, gave me this card, and he said you have to play this instead of Jester Comfy, because it does a lot more than Jester, which is true. So it is an extender. If you have this on a normal summon, you special this, normal summon that, and then they have to choose what to Ash and what to negate. Because if they negate that, you just of course go Mermaid effect, and if they don't negate that, you have Harp. So you have already an extra layer of play. But this card outside of that, there's just a lot more, because you can discard up to 2 cards to discard store it back row. It's also 2000, so it beats over Wolf, and it's a Cyber Dragon, so it's it has way more utility than Jester. So I was really glad that last minute I changed that. Yeah, just this card is pretty busted right now. In a format with a lot of slow decks, like Sky Strike, this card is so good against Sky Strike, which it forces them to negate 1, and that's just your special summon. So then you normal summon, and they probably have to negate that as well. And then you still have the Nightmare play, which Phoenix is another another negate, and there you go Mermaid. So that was really good. Orcust cards. This is standard. I don't have anything to say about this. I drew this way too much, but whatever. Gizmag's still really good. I would absolutely not cut that. Yeah. Hand traps. Free Phantasme. Phantasme is so good this format. It's basically good against everything except Pure Thunder, and especially in America, people really don't play that. Even though I played against Andres Torres twice, who played Pure Thunder, but yeah, this card is really good. Of course, Salamangreat, the Mirror, and Sky Striker. You just help so much fixing the hands, fixing if you draw this idiots. You just want to get rid of that. Free Nibiru. Yeah, the Nibiru is still really good in this deck, even going first, because you just set up some recovery from next turn, and if they have to break your board. I like to set up Babel because I told it in Lithium's video. I don't know how many people already know about it, but if you have Babel and they do their stuff, you have Galatea and you're just chilling, and they summon 5 times, you can activate Nibiru. They can change any of your chain any of your Orcust cards because you have Babel. Then disresolve as far as possible, tributing the field but doesn't summon itself because it's a light, because you're locked on the darts, and also doesn't give them a token. So I really like to set up Babel with this in hand because you will never die. And it makes them play really weird because they know they have to break the field, but they also can't summon 5 times. Free Ash because it's just like it's the best. I wouldn't say it's the best hand trap, but it's like it's overall the decks is the most safe to play. So yeah, just really good to have. And then free impermanence. We were back and forth on like impermanence, yes or no. But this is one of the few hand traps that works against Luna, so that's why it's here. Spells, free Cosmic Psych. I'm really glad I played this. This is also what I'm talking about. These are some of the utility cards that different decks cannot really play. Like if you play Luna Orcust, you can't play this stuff. And this just doesn't let you lose game 1s against Subterror, Altergeist. There can only be one in Sky Striker. There's so much use. And in the mirror, of course, you just because you know where the Crescendo is. So this is just a 1-for-1, but it takes their main negate. So that is really good. Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn has so many uses, and it's of course also an extender. It's really good. Foolish Burial. And then Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is probably the best spell in the deck because it is an extender. It gets rid of stuff with Thousand Eyes, but it's also FTK with Winda. So yeah. For the Orcust cards, 2 return. I'm really liking this card right now. It makes drawing the stuff like the Orcust cards, of course, a lot better. And it's really good to have in your deck against like grindy matchups. Like a lot of times I ended on Babel, Galatea, and just get this every turn after turn and just get free draws in grindy matchups. And then one Crescendo. I was playing Twin again. We cut it for 2-1 because we expected more combo matchups, which it did. I played against Goki twice, played against Dino Orcust, I played against Thunder Orcust. So like. Having double Crescendo is really good if you expect slower decks, like if you expect more Sky Striker. It did the job. 41 cards.
Always 41.
Always 41.
Always 41.
So extra deck, the fusions, 2 Dingirsu, 2 Mermaid. Absolutely need 2 Mermaids if you play 2 Ibli. Like it comes up a lot that you just because. This one also summons Ibli, of course, so you can go Ibli, so summon this, summon another Ibli from your deck and give them Ibli. Like, so you always have targets for this, and it's just really good to have a second one. The other Nightmares, Unicorn is good, but there's no space for it. Free Galatea, of course, one Dingirsu, Bomber Dragon and Bolsor, and this is something different as well. Like, we cut the Sky Striker cards because we couldn't really justify the Kagari anymore. So we played Trespania because Trespania is absolutely broken against Sky Striker. Because it really helps when you, let's say you go into your Phoenix play, you discard Harp and they go, you target something, whatever happens, it doesn't matter. And then if you deck an only bonus, you can't go into Mermaid, but then you can use the Harp to special summon anything, like Symbol or Nightmare. Then you can go into Trespania and then you can use the Wand or the Symbol, whatever you summon, or like, sorry, Nightmare send Symbol, send one. Whatever. So like you make the Trespania and then you summon something to clear their entire back row. Especially with Ibli, because Ibli of course is a cold wave against Sky Striker. Like sometimes you just can't kill them through the Ray, but that doesn't matter if they have a Shark Cannon anchor set or engage with multi-roll, because you Ibli them and then you make Trespania, you clear the entire field, you deal 2k and you pass turn with like. So that's why Trespania was really good as well. I'm really glad I played that card. For side deck, last minute we put in 2 Crows because Crows is very versatile right now against a lot of matchups. I also wanted to have more against Salamangre because my side deck wasn't really prepared for Salamangre, but I still respect the matchup. Free Lancia, of course, like nothing to say about the Lancia. Free Carpet of Grave. Carpet of Grave in the main is a bit weird if you go second. I lost a lot of die rolls today, so I'm glad I didn't main it, but after siding you need it because no material Lancia exists. And it's also one of the few cards in the mirror that are really good, even if you go second or first, doesn't matter. Because you don't know what your opponent is going to do with you. If they play going second Orcust, which is very popular in America. But Call by the Grave is always good because if you go first, then self-explanatory. If you go second, you can bait out the symbol, ding play, or so. This is good either way. So and then free mind control. Mind control is busted. Like Salamangreat, Mirror, like Thunder Dragon, and free twins, and then Mega Fleet because I wouldn't personally play Cyber Dragon Orcust because I don't think it's that consistent, but I still respect the matchup. Like you can easily lose to it. So I just want to like one card that does so much against one specific matchup is just too good in the play. So that was the side deck. Yeah, shoutouts to my testing circle, Vlad, Luke, Darren, Pierre, the guys who came with me, George, Hassan, the guys from DB, Nash, nice boy, very glad I can talk to you guys. Everyone who supported me, I got so many nice messages over the weekend of everyone who's supporting me. I'm really sad I couldn't make it for you guys, but next time. And of course, my new team, Team Jobber.
Yeah.
First YCS playing for them. Glad it worked out, sort of. Yeah, I think that's it.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Oh, whoa. One shout out to Nerdy Jersey. So one very important shout out, LAKEY de Baron. It's a French store on Facebook, and they hooked me up with all these nice OCG products like sleeves, deck boxes. So go check them out on Facebook as well if you're interested in that kind of stuff.
For sure.
Thanks. I got so many nice messages over the weekend of everyone who's supporting me. I'm really sad I couldn't make it for you guys, but next time. And of course, my new team, Team Jobber.
Yeah.
First YCS playing for them. Glad it worked out, sort of. Yeah, I think that's it.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Oh, one shout out to Nerdy Jersey.
Superman it, bro. I like it.
That's it.
Congratulations, Raphael.
Congrats, man.
Appreciate it.